kids, Mr. Q's had a long weekend of partying, hard drugs, and possible homicides. So I've rolled this TV in here so we can watch this dusty old VHS from 1987 for class today. PSAs, or public service announcements, are educational short videos made to educate the public. PSAs date way back to around the time of World War II, and were initially made to aid the war effort by trying to convince the public to do things like invest their savings in government bonds. Later, these would be broadcast on local television networks, or tapes were sent out to schools to teach kids the dangers of drugs, or simple things like traffic safety, or how they should drink milk. Remember the Got Milk campaign?
Well, Mr. Miller told me he never drinks milk. Look at him.
Yes.
Got milk.
You've probably seen the more recent PSAs made by organizations like Truth or DARE. Those are two separate organizations. I'm not referring to the sleepover game here. Truth does those anti-smoking, or as you may have seen more recently, anti-vaping ads. They're the people that tried to make destroying your Juul a TikTok trend. While DARE, which is an acronym for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, are more focused on the dangers of drugs and alcohol. PSAs were much more common in the 80s and early 90s with things like the massive Winners Don't Do Drugs campaign that made it a requirement for all arcade games made from 1989 through 2000 to have this famous picture on every game when the machine was in attract mode. Arcades were targeted because everyone knows the best way to teach a child something is to show them something they like and then make it lame. So it wouldn't be long after the invention of the PSA that all your favorite superheroes would be used to tell you not to smoke crack or wash your hands or whatever. So I ask you all to join me in checking out a couple of the times DC and Marvel's heroes were shoehorned into education with some superhero PSAs. I'd like to start today with a public service announcement of my own. Some of the PSAs we're looking at today touch on some serious subjects, and I don't want people to think I'm making fun of those issues. I'm merely poking fun at the ridiculousness of these videos, so let's watch some PSAs. Like I mentioned at the top, PSAs originated to sell people savings bonds to aid the war effort, and these really started to pick up around the time of the Vietnam War, with a lot of these commercials using celebrities like Sammy Davis Jr., John Wayne, Don Knotts, and even Batman to try to further influence the public. Every savings bond commercial runs in generally the same format, about 60 seconds of the celebrity talking to the camera. But doesn't it seem like in this one Adam West just found out he's in this commercial?
I salute the boys and girls who are buying United States savings stamps and bonds through the Treasury's School Savings Program. They're learning the lessons of practical citizenship and of wise money management.
I'm pretty sure they just handed Adam a note card with the script on it and then sent him on his way after the first take.
That message is on this wallet-size U.S. Savings Bonds pledge card.
Oh, that's exactly what they did. But this isn't the only PSA Batman did. He also taught us about traffic safety.
Hello, citizens.
Don't start it like that. This clip sees Batman in the same place you always see him, London, teaching children to do the curb drill. Apparently that's the name for looking both ways before crossing the street. Comment below if you knew that already. But if you do, you'll be exposed as a liar.
Before crossing the road, you stop at the curb, look right, look left, look right again, and then only if the road is clear, walk quickly across. Now, children, how does it go? At the curb, stop. Look right, look left, look right again. If all's clear, walk quickly across.
Now, it may be the oi govna accent, but I don't think these kids said the same thing as him at all.
Remember, be smart, be safe. Always do your curb drill.
Why does that linger so long? This kid completely missing his cue and turning his head 10 seconds too late had me in tears. Just look at the pure hatred in Adam's eyes. Could they not afford another take? Since we're already this deep into the Adam West rabbit hole, why don't we check out one more PSA that starts with... Well, I'll let the narrator explain it.
A ticking bomb means trouble for Batman and Robin.
Holy, breaking and entering! It's Batgirl!
Quick, Batgirl, untie us before it's too late.
It's already too late. I've worked for you a long time, and I'm paid less than Robin.
Look at Robin smirk like it's the most insane thing he's ever heard.
Same job, same employer means equal pay for men and women.
No time for jokes, Batgirl.
Batman is a true Republican. Even when he's seconds from death, he thinks women shouldn't have rights. Now that we've learned the two things that Batman hates, children that don't know their cues and women, let's see how Superman feels about smoking.
Uh-oh, young Tommy is smoking a cigarette. Watch what smoking does for him. That coughing is one thing. It keeps him from playing his best. You're out!
Don't smoke. Not even one cigarette. Because you'll fall over. A lot of these Superman anti-smoking ads featured this villain, Nick O'Teen, who was just a teen that wore an actually lit cigarette hat and tried to get kids to smoke. So he's basically that one kid from school named Bryce that rode a Schwinn chopper bike, but in a cigarette hat. I'm gonna be honest, that cigarette hat's kinda cool. I wish my hat smoked.
With my X-ray vision, I can see the harm cigarettes do inside people's bodies. That's why I never say yes to a cigarette.
You know, for someone who says they hate cigarettes as much as you do, Superman, you really sound like you smoked a pack or two in your day. Since we're already looking at animations, these PSAs I'm about to show you are a little different from what we've seen so far. These health tips were segments on the all-new Super Friends Hour that were used to teach children general health and safety lessons. These are all about 20 seconds long each, so I don't really have any setup for them. So I'll just play some clips and hit you with a couple jokes and goofs and we'll move on.
Quite often people choke on a piece of food they're eating.
Right, what can you do for them?
Well, if I were choking, you'd stand behind me, wrap your arms around my waist, then make a fist with one of your hands and put it against my abdomen with your thumb against my body, slightly below my rib cage. Grab your fist and press in and upward. You might have to press and push up more than once. Try it again. It's important to get it right. Someone's life may depend on it.
Probably shouldn't have started with that one.
Are fun to do alone, but swimming is not one of them.
Help! Somebody help!
You can't tell me that voice came out of that boy.
Sure thing, but next time...
Swim with a buddy!
Holy harvest, Batman! Good to be out in the country.
Shaggy?
Apples, tomatoes, celery, it all looks good to me.
Right, Robin. Fresh fruits and vegetables make some of the best snacks there are.
What blew the fuse, Batman?
Too many machines plugged into the same electrical circuit, Robin. Often, too many lamps and other electrical appliances are plugged into the same outlet. This can overload the circuit and cause a fire. Also, we should always make sure electrical wires are in top condition.
Gee, it's Wonder Woman. Hi! I had a little trouble calling the fire department.
You should have an emergency list. The numbers of the police department, ambulance service, doctor, and fire department.
But if I don't have that list?
I'm a grown man and I don't have this list.
Thanks, Superman. Didn't even see that broken sidewalk.
Because you were riding double.
What is wrong with the kid in the front? Why didn't he say anything about the hole?
My teacher was talking about bike safety, about staying off the sidewalks and riding with the flow of traffic.
You know, if I had to teach a kid that sounded like that, I'd probably tell him to play in traffic too.
My X-ray vision tells me there's trouble down there in the woods.
Oh, I better get moving. Gee, thanks, Superman. I can usually run a lot faster than that.
Here's the reason you're not at your best this morning. You skipped breakfast.
Gee, how'd you know?
When you skip meals, you don't give your body fuel to run on.
I didn't know that.
You know, most of these are pretty realistic lessons, but you cannot tell me that eating bacon and eggs will help you outrun a bear.
Breathe in a little water. I'll show you how to help him. Put him in a sitting position and get his head below his knees. That helps him cough out the water he breathed in.
What? Yeah. Thanks, Aquaman.
Glad to be of help. But remember, only fish breathe underwater.
Unless you happen to be Aquaman.
I really like this last one because Aquaman dives into the pool as if he's like going back to the ocean. But he's in a public pool. Where is he gonna go? Now, we've seen a lot on the DC side of things today, so why don't we flip over to Marvel and see what they have to teach us. In this absolutely garbage quality video, Captain America wants to stop kids from using too much power.
The thermal thief, the wattage waster, and the cold air crook. These insidious villains are probably in your home. Defeat the thermal...
Did that child just burst into flames?
The thermal thief by shutting doors. Waste the wattage waster by turning off unused lights. And cool the cold air crook by shutting the refrigerator door.
Wait a minute. Captain America just cares about the electric bill? Is Captain America your dad? We're running out of time here before class is dismissed, so we'll throw one more in here. Don't Hide Abuse is a more well-known PSA that was sent out to schools to teach kids to talk to adults about abuse.
You know, lots of kids have secrets they don't want to share with anyone. Like letting the kids at school know you still like to sleep with an old stuffed teddy bear.
Well, I feel personally attacked by that one.
Or that you ate a whole package of double fudge brownie cookies.
I once again feel personally attacked. It opens with Spider-Man peeking into these random people's windows, and then he proceeds to do nothing after watching her get hit.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Mom.
How was your day?
Fine.
Maria, how did you get that bruise?
It's nothing. I just,
Maria fell. She tripped. You know how clumsy Maria can be sometimes.
You ever get so drunk you forget to tuck in half your shirt?
On the front porch, I tripped on the steps. I guess Daddy was right. I am clumsy.
I gotta get to work.
You ever get so drunk you forget to tuck in half your shirt before work? After this scene with the parents, we cut over to a clubhouse where Maria's friends are hanging out. They can tell that Maria's been being hurt at home, so they ask Spider-Man for help. I don't know why, because he didn't do anything.
It sounds like Maria is a victim of child abuse. She needs to talk to someone who can help her.
But she won't even talk to us.
Yeah, how can we help her if she won't let us?
Here, I have a friend named Jake who'll be able to help you. He's a counselor down at the child abuse hotline.
One of the kids proceeds to call the hotline to learn how he can help Maria. They convince Maria to talk to one of their parents, and everything gets sorted out.
So remember, if you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. If someone is abusing you in any way, talk to an adult you trust. Your parents, a teacher, a clergyman, neighbor, the parent of a friend, or a child abuse hotline.
Just don't ask Spider-Man. In all seriousness, PSAs are good to get information to kids. As goofy as these can be, things like calling a hotline for help, or even things as simple as folding your friend over like a laptop to help stop him from drowning, aren't a part of your average school curriculum. And if these things are taught to kids, they don't care or they aren't paying attention unless Batman says to do it. Now, these aren't the only PSAs to feature superheroes. Dozens of those commercials and the tapes that were sent out to schools have been lost to time or were never archived on the internet. And I doubt we'll see many more new ones in the future. PSAs are kind of a thing of the past. Schools that still show this kind of stuff mostly use tapes they've had laying around since the 80s, and they don't plan on buying any more. Plus, with syndicated television becoming a thing of the past, ad space can't be wasted on children unless they're being sold toys or taught to gamble. So maybe if a couple more of these resurface in the future, maybe we can take another look at them. Class is dismissed. But before you go, I have some homework for you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel by the time the next video is out, or you'll get a 0. Mr. Q could care less about your GPA. Oh, and don't do drugs.
This is crack. Rock cocaine.